John, for the second straight week, your team is scoring points at will, and your defense, especially in the second half the last 2 weeks, has been very, very good.
Well, we're playing with confidence right now. I kind of relate it to how we started the season out. We feel good about ourselves, number one, and the schemes have been working, so everything's been clicking.
I'll ask you the same thing I asked you after the Missouri State game. Was it a question of adjustments at halftime or guys just executing better?
Well, we throw an interception, they get the ball on the 11-yard line, so that's a freebie almost. And then we have a broken play where 11 of us essentially missed the tackle, and the guy goes. So 14 of their early points, 17 points really, were mistakes. So I thought the scheme was good. They have a great receiver there. I don't think we ever shut anybody down, but he didn't get the yards he's used to getting. So I thought he played really well on defense.
That touchdown run that you were referring to is the one from Steve McShane, and boy, that was a very interesting play to watch, wasn't it, John?
Well, yeah, it was one of those plays where you're just certain he's going to lose yards.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he weaves through every one of our players and goes, and only one guy touched him, So unbelievable skill. But that's what you have, when you get a guy with great quickness, great speed in space, it's hard to tackle him. We didn't get it done.
One of the things your defense did well in that second half is force a couple of turnovers. Christian Rosaboom had 10 tackles, an interception, fumble recovery. Jordan Brown forced a fumble as well. I mean, you really, really got the ball back into the hands of your offense.
We did, and the interception was really nice play. The fumble Jordan caused, he literally punched the ball out, something we practice. Those are huge plays. They're mounting drives in these situations, and they stop. Not only they stop, we get the ball, the momentum, and all that stuff. So turnovers are big in a football game.
You always look at third down, and you want to know how the team's doing on third down. And one of the things about a lot of your scoring drives, John, is a lot of the time you didn't get to third down because Brady Mangarelli, Mikey Daniel were doing such a good job running the football, both averaging 5.5 yards a carry. So you were in very, very manageable third downs if you ever even got there.
Yeah, I'm really happy. We had a really simple game plan for running the ball, and our guys executed it really well. We weren't perfect. We have work to do, but and then you take those two guys are distinctly different. So when the defense is trying to tackle Mikey or Brady, those are two different running styles, speed, power, that type of thing. So credit to the fat guys who still are a little beat up, but did a good job in the game. And
you mentioned playing with confidence. Taryn did a nice job of shaking off that early interception and came back and had a really nice game.
Yeah, I'm so proud of him. I looked in his eyes before the game, and I thought this guy came to play. I knew he came to play, and then made some plays, and then made the bad play. And I talked to him on the sidelines, and didn't waver from his focus and stuff. And it really probably motivated him even more to play that much closer to perfect.
And watching Jake and Dallas on Saturday, we're reminded that when these guys were beat up earlier in the year, we weren't really getting the full complement of what these guys are capable of. And now we're seeing them back close to full strength, and we're reminded how good these two guys are.
Yeah, they're special players, and that wasn't perfect conditions. That was pretty chilly down there, and they were making plays. Jake's first touchdown reception, a phenomenal play to get his body up high, get his feet down. That's kind of, unfortunately we've gotten used to that and expect those type of things from those two guys. And
even Marquise Lewis with a nice game with a couple of touchdown catches as well.
Yeah, I was happy for Marquise. He's had a couple of times where he's been open and he's dropped or missed balls that would have impacted the game, and he had two touches and they both went for touchdowns. So proud of him and proud of just is hanging in there and believing in himself and making play when he had a chance. So we're back to this business-like approach we always talk about. You had to go on the road in a tough environment against a ranked team and get a win, and you guys did that. Now you've got to come home and play a team that you know all about in North Dakota State, and a very, very tough test for you coming up on this Saturday. Yeah. The really playing the Missouri Valley, you're probably looking at a lot of tough tests, but North Dakota State obviously has a good year going and a great tradition going, and we're playing for the Border Marker Trophy. We're playing for playoff seedings and things like that. Big game for us. Can't wait to get them in our place and have a full stadium and enjoy a football game against a really good football team. And, John, it seems like the blueprint for the Bison remains the same. Run the football, control time of possession, and then have a stifling defense. Yeah, it starts with their defense. Anybody knows, everybody knows, if you have a good defense or a great defense, you're going to have a chance to win any game. And especially if you take care of the ball, which they do those two things. And so really good on defense, really good on offense, especially running the football. Easton Stick is a really good quarterback, so it's going to be a tough game for our program.
And the defensive approach they take, John, I mean, they've done without Greg Menard this year, who was one of their top pass rushers. I mean, the fact that they've got multiple guys with 3 or more sacks, they've got multiple guys with 4 or more interceptions, tells you the depth of this defense, and there really is no weak spot out there.
No, it's a good defense. They, like us, one guy goes down, next guy goes in and has to make plays. When you're ahead, when you're winning, you're going to have more opportunities at sacks because people are going to throw the ball more. But they're good on defense. They understand it. Their players understand it, which is really important, and it allows them to play fast.
With their emphasis on the running game and now being without Lance Dunn this week, do you anticipate them changing things much up at all without Dunn in there offensively?
I don't. They have running backs. The weather, I think, is going to say to anybody, run the football more than pass the football. That's their nature. That's the way. And then because they play good defense, I don't think they're going to change their offense because of losing Dunn. He is a good football player, and unfortunately, he doesn't get to play anymore.
2 things you did well up there last year against them. You won the time of possession battle against them, which is a key against North Dakota State, and you also kept them out of the red zone for the most part of the game.
Yeah, the first game we really played well offensively and defensively, and just played a complete game in a really tough environment. You really should have had more points, but didn't execute when it was time to execute. But got the win at the end. I don't know. They're a hard team to control the ball on because of their defense more than anything. We got to make plays when our chance is available and see what happens.
And I got to imagine, John, knowing you and knowing the way that you run your program, you look at this game as an opportunity.
Well, it's a tremendous opportunity. It's a tremendous time in our program. We're ranked number 8 in one of the polls. We're playing number 2 in the poll. Chance for national recognition, chance to play in front of a sellout crowd, a chance to see how good a football team we are right now as a football program. That's all that matters. How good can we play on Saturday?